You're ready.
Whenever I'm ready. Hi, Harry Waters Jr., he, him, his, Black Lives Matter, Surdo, Elderberry, Queen Nancy, and this should be shorter because I want to say Black Lives Matter every day, and Surdo is my superhero. He's a left-handed leftist. Yes, that's my new name and occupation in 2025.
Hello everyone, bonjour, Wendigo and Dishnakas. I just told you that my name is Giantheart. My given name by my parents is Sir Curtis Kirby III. And I am a directing fellow at Pangea World Theater for the last 10 years.
Yes, I'm here with Pangea World Theater. I'm part of the Milkweed Maps New Works Festival, and my piece is called a post-chrysalis meditation, dreaming out loud.
And my piece is called My Hair is My Superpower. Yeah, this process is, I've done this piece, reading of this piece before, so the script was already kind of put together in a way, but I think there was, when you put it on its feet and you really get to break it down, it takes you in different places, and I think the in-between, you know, the unspoken, has been kind of interesting for me because it's a lot of reflection and things like that of my life.
Being a person that's lived in the Twin Cities for about 20 years now, I've done a lot of theater, professional theater. I've done television, I've done film. I taught for 20 years at Macalester College in the theater and dance department. So I had access to a different kind of resource, but also it's a different kind of environment that you're working in. That you're also dealing with, you know, students, staff, faculty, administration, in addition to the making of your art, the making of your work. So coming to something that's really intimate and simple like this has been a new kind of challenge. What I love about this opportunity is that we've been able to make a process of creating new work without the constraints of how it has to be or how it can be fitting. And this is something that I've been so thankful for with Pangea's opportunities that they've offered us to try some things that I would never have done anywhere else. Very good question, as they say. Thank you for that question.
The work that I'm creating is obviously, I think when you do something as art, you're doing it for yourself, but you hope other people resonate, or you hope that you're leaving a message, or even something for people to think about. And I think what's different about this piece is that I am the actor, and usually I'm a director, and so that's my comfort zone. My space as a director, but acting is a very vulnerable place, and so I think that's what's different about this piece.
I'm really good with interpreting other people's work. Being an actor for 50 years, being a director for 30 years, it's like I've learned how to make other people's words alive. That's what my job was to humanize other people's texts. I did not know the show that I'm about to do this coming week even existed before 2 weeks ago when I started working on this, and it was just some writing that I had done about 3 years ago, just musing and putting down some words and conversations, that it would suddenly become some characters and some story and some heart and some drama and some music and some images that are hopefully related to love.
I don't think it's affected my creative process, but I do think, well, maybe it has affected in a positive way. Maybe that I'll do this on a larger scale, and hopefully this can reach different parts of different places that can resonate with people, and people can really get to see it and maybe add their own stories and their own stories about their hair. And I think we all feel some type of way about ourselves at points and times, and so for other people, just do reflection and, you know, maybe write their own stories.
But moving forward, I think what I've learned a lot in this process is I can create process differently. Because since I've left Macalester, I retired like 2.5 years ago, that I've had to rethink how I make theater, and also rethink who I'm making theater with and why. To have mine as the core and to have my experience, but also here my performance as the piece of it has been like, I'm still kind of uncomfortable because it's in front, because it's being contained in a theater performance as opposed to my sitting here talking to the camera. because that we can do very easily. But when it's like, what's the story, what's the stories, what's the event, I'm trying not to make it's a story, it's an evolution.
I'm not traditionally a writer. Like I said, I'm a director. And so I think when I first wrote it, it was just to get it out. Like Mina was just like, just write, don't worry about anything else but just getting stories out there, because you can always subtract stories. You know, it's easier to subtract than add. And so I think what's happened this time is like me looking more at the arc of the play and really getting to be a little bit more technical. And I don't even think we were satisfied at the end last time because it was just a rough draft. And so really solidifying some pieces that really help, you know, curve the piece.
So to let you know, the story of the butterfly came up because I was working on the piece a few months ago, and the building that I live in has a deck on like the 14th floor. So I was up there and a butterfly came down and flew around and then landed. Didn't go away, but it landed long enough for me to like take a picture, take a video of it, then it up, it went around, went away. The next day it came back and it landed and it allowed me to take a picture. It flew around, then went away. 3 days later, when I was just happened to be up there again, not only did it land, it flew around me and even came towards me, and around, it stayed there for about half an hour. So I said, I had to pay attention. And when I was thinking about the evolution, I mean, then I started going down that rabbit hole about butterflies, milkweed maps, monarch butterflies, how do they change, how do they evolve? And then I discovered black monarchs, and that they're also very spiritual. There's something that's transformative about them in the cultures. It just made sense. And I've never had such an opportunity for things to just like, they keep coming up. Things would keep coming up for me. The last thing that happened the other day when I was working with my video projection designer, we were having some pasta that I picked up when I was in Italy a couple of months ago, butterfly pasta. I didn't even think about it until they translated what it was saying on the package, and it was butterfly pasta. So I'm just accepting and paying attention to the universe when it sends you things. So how often does that happen that we are intentional and then you get supported by the energies of the world and the spirit? So here we are. See you at Hum.